Myself, Divya Jain, Deputy Company Secretary and a moderator of a meeting. Your company has great pleasure in extending a warm and cordial welcome to all of you at the 32nd Annual General Meeting held through video conferencing or other audio-visual means in accordance with the circular issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. I extend my warm welcome to the distinguished members of the Board of Directors of the company. I would like to mention that Mr. Pradeep G. Rathod, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Gaurav Rathod, Non-Executive Director, Mr. Sumirmal Kinvesra, Independent Director and Chairman of Audit Committee, Mr. Piyush Chajed, Independent Director, and Mr. Madhusudan Jangid, Chief Financial Officer, are present at the corporate office of the company, Mumbai. Mr. Pankaj G. Rathod, Non-Executive Director, Mr. Sudhakar Monkar, Independent Director and Chairman of Stakeholder Relationship Committee, Mr. Pushparaj Singhvi, Independent Director, Mr. Mahendra Sundesha, Independent Director, and Ms. Rashna Patel, Independent Director, and Ms. Karishma Rathod, Non-Executive Director, are present through video conferencing, Mumbai. I also welcome the partner of Jeswani and Rathod, Chartered Accountant, being statutory auditors, Ms. BP Shah and Company, Chartered Accountant, who are the company's internal auditor, and Hemant Shetty, Secretarial Auditor of the company. As the AGM is being held through video conferencing, the facility for appointment of proxies by the members is not applicable. Members seeking to inspect Register of Directors and key manager personnel, the register of contracts or arrangement can send their request to wimplast@celluval.com. The company has received the request from few members to register them as a speaker at the meeting. For the smooth conduct of the meeting, all the members will be in mute mode. Audio and video facility will be enabled to those members who have registered themselves as speaker shareholder up to 10th August 2020. Once we announce to commence question answer session. While speaking, we will request the speakers to use earphones and minimize the voice in the background so that they are clearly audible. During the AGM, if the member faces any technical issue, they may contact the helpline number mentioned in the notice of the meeting. Since the requisite quorum is present, I request Mr. Pradeep G. Rathod, Chairman of the meeting, to kindly occupy the chair, and we will call the meeting to order and start the proceeding. As the chairman's speech, which forms the part of annual report, is already circulated to the members, so we take the speech as read.
Right.
I further inform that the company has received 3 corporate representation aggregating 1,20,000 and 1,003 shares, that is 10% of the total paid up capital. The annual report for the financial year 2020, comprising the notice of the AGM, audited financial statement for the financial year 1920, board and auditors report, has been sent through electronic mode to all the members who have registered their email ID with the company or their representative depository participants. Consequently, I will take the notice convening the meeting and the auditor's report on both the standalone and consolidated statement as read. I would like to mention that there were no qualification, observation, and adverse comment or remarks in the statutory auditor's report. Before we proceed, I am pleased to bring to your notice that as required under the Companies Act 2013, the company has provided you all the facility to cast your vote electronically on all the resolutions set forth in the notice. Members who have not cast their vote electronically or who are participating in this meeting will have an opportunity to cast their vote through e-voting system provided by Linking Time Private Limited. Members may please note that there will be no voting through show of hands. We now take up the resolutions as set forth in the notice. There are 8 businesses, out of which first 4 are ordinary businesses and other 4 are special businesses. And the item number 6 is a special resolution, other are ordinary resolutions. Before we go live with the question and answer, kindly turn on your video when you are projected on the broadcast screen. Kindly unmute yourself and proceed to ask the question. Please mention your location from where you are joining. Each shareholder will have 3 minutes for their question. To avoid repetition, the board will respond to all the questions at the end. Now I request Mr. Vaibhav Bhattacharyya to unmute himself and kindly proceed with the questions. Thank you. Now I hand over the mic to Chair.
Hi sir, thanks for providing the opportunity. And I would like to congratulate the management for good performance over last few years. And I'm really excited to see the young generation coming into business and taking active participation, and look forward for a continued good performance of the company. Now, from a longer term perspective, I have already submitted few questions as part of my email. And just in the interest of time, if you have access to those questions and respond to it, it would be really grateful. And if you don't have, I'm happy to repeat it right here. So do you have access to my questions right now?
Yes, sir. We have the access. We will answer all the questions at the end.
Okay, so that's it from my side. Thanks a lot for providing me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we call upon Mr. Kapil Dhiladlal Joshi.
Madam, Mr. Kapil is not available, so we can go to the next speaker.
Okay, so I request Mr. Nanda Kishore Radheshyam Sharma.
check
Rajiv ji.
Yeah, we can move on to the next speaker, Mr. Anup Sharma.
Okay, so we'll ask Mr. Keshav Garg.
Yeah, hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
This is Kishore Sharma. So I have also sent in my list of questions. Is that question list available with you? If you want, I can read through the questions briefly.
Sir, we have the questions.
Okay. Do you want me to read them as well?
Yeah, one is fine. First one, so I can.
Sir, we'll as an answer at the end. We have your questions. No problem.
Let him hear.
Achha, sir, you can speak.
Okay. My first question is, what is the revenue breakup between plastic molded furniture, extrusion sheets, air coolers, and industrial and engineering modes? The second question is, could you please elaborate on our plans to improve our market share, especially in the plastic molded furniture in the next 3-5 years? Also, if you could talk about our distribution strength and our plans to further improve it. We have said in our annual report that we are optimistic given the prevailing sentiments of anti-few countries, and we expect their demand reduce and consequently our demand to improve. So, first question is, what percentage of furniture are imported, and what is the opportunity do you see because of this restrictions in import? Also, you always, in our multiple annual reports, used to talk about unorganized sectors and their intensity. How has that changed? Has it been more competitive, or you see some reduction in that? Can you talk about our progress in our mold segment, especially after the JV with the leading international players? What is the opportunity set in mold division? How is the cooler segment progressing? Also, we have expanded into many segments. What are the key criteria we look at before launching into a new category or a new product? And despite we are such a strong player, do you think if we expand into multiple areas, we could lose our edge? What is our outlook on ad expenses? Currently, it's about 1% of sales. Do we expect this to increase going forward? And how long is our contract agreement with the current brand ambassador? And my last question is, our royalty agreement for using the brand Cello expired in March 2020. Has it been renewed, and what are the new terms? I'll really appreciate your answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Madam, the next speaker is Mr. Keshav Gar.
Yeah, Mr. Keshav.
Yes, ma'am. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, so I wanted to understand, sir, that 2 years back, sir, you had told us that that basically the company can do around 150 to 200 crore turnover in dustbins in the next 2 to 3 years. So are we anywhere near in this present year, FY21? Sir, so what revenue do you expect from the dustbin segment? And so also, sir, in the mold segment, sir, we were expecting the 30 crore sales and 10 to 12 crore of profit. Sir, so in this year, do you expect that we can reach these figures? And sir, last year you had told us that, sir, the value-added molded furniture contribution to our total sales was around a quarter of the sales, and which you were expecting it to increase to around 40%. Sir, so are we anywhere near this?
And sir, the last one, could you please repeat it?
Yes, sir. So basically, I'm trying to understand, sir, that how much is the value-added component in our total molded furniture sale, and also, sir, so value-added proportion in our total molded furniture sale. And sir, also if you could just give a brief overview in the coming year, I mean in 21, on cooler segment, mold segment, dustbin, bubble guard, and molded furniture. Sir, each of the segments, what is the outlook? And sir, due to this COVID and lockdown, sir, our main competition from the unorganized sector, which was causing basically disruption in our business since past few years. Sir, so has it eased? And sir, what is the basically outlook for the present year? Sir, also sir, since the past 5 years, sir, if you see our turnover is flat, and sir, our operating profit is also flat. Sir, so when will we break out of this range that we have been stuck in for the past 5 years, sir? And so also, sir, you were contemplating a foray into large diameter pipes, sir. So are we anywhere close to, sir, basically, have we decided anything on this? And also, sir, if we compare with, sir, Nilkamal and Supreme Industries, so if we compare with Supreme Industries consumer product division, so they last year they had marginal growth in PBT of around 5%, and so Nilkamal had growth in plastic segment of 10%. Sir, I'm talking about PBT, sir, whereas our PBT fell by 10%. And so past few years, sir, we are underperforming both these companies, sir, whereas before we were totally number one. And so these companies used to trail us in the segment that we are comparing. Sir, so, and sir, lastly, sir, also kindly consider a share buyback, sir, because in share buyback, only 23% tax is there, sir. And shareholders need to pay no tax, sir. Only company needs to pay 23% tax. So basically, it's just like DDT. Sir, whereas in dividend, you know, sir, now that shareholders have to pay up till 43% tax. Sir, so share buyback is more tax efficient also, sir, and the outstanding number of shares will reduce, sir. So earning per share will increase even if the profit is the same. Sir, thank you very much, sir, and best of luck, sir. We have great hopes from your management, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. The next speaker is Mr. Kapil Joshi.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kapil.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Sir, you are audible.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Kapil,
Good
we can
morning,
hear
sir.
you. Good morning.
Hello. Yeah. Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Sir, Kapil बोल रहा हूँ, sir. Yes, sir. It's my privilege to talk with you, sir. Kapil Joshi, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Kapil, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, first of all, sir, we lost our chairman, sir. It's a big loss for our fellow family. So,
Yeah.
sir, okay. And, sir, I welcome the new members, Gaurav, sir, and Chajesh, sir, on the board, PUG. And sir, I wanted to request for board shareholder for stock split and NSE registration, so that if prices are some within range of small shareholder, so that we can go for some big quantity of shares. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
NSE registration अपन प्रोसेस स्टार्ट किया था.
Now we request Mr. Vinod Motilal Agrawal.
Mr. Vinod, you can ask your question.
Hello. Yeah. My name is Vinod. I've got some observations of the annual report, sir. Yeah. I just 1 second. Just got mixed up. Hello. Chairman Pradeep Rathorji, other directors, shareholders. My name is Vinod Agarwal from Mumbai. I condole of your father and Lalji Rathod. In your report, R&D.
Sorry,
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Breaking.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me?
No. Yes, I can hear you, but it breaks in between.
I will do it again. Put onto the speaker. The moderator speaker को वापस click मारो. Hello, moderator. Do I click on the speaker again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I condole Father Mr. Visulalji, our founder. Yes, sir. In your inaugural speech about R&D expenditure, but on page inside pages, you mentioned that the R&D expenditure is very negligible. It can't be twice like in your page number 20. Significant. Sir, we have, as the earlier speaker has mentioned, that our sales for the past 5 years have been flat and our EBITDAs have been flat. It is reflected in our minus share price growing from 1600 high to about 366, 386 today, sir, which is less than 1/4 of what it was in the peak of June, 1/4 of that.
Right.
Company details 11. The company has detail about 11 directors, but there's only one executive of the and we got so many plans. And how many can we not have one or two assistant?
Voice is Not audible. Hello.
Hello. In our mention about top line increasing. So the top line,
Sir, your voice is breaking.
I don't know why. Yeah. Even the top line, which you mentioned in your inaugural speech, you say that the top line has grown. The top line has fallen, sir, this year. Even the EBITDA has fallen, sir. It is only the tax which is less that has increased the PAT amount this year, sir. It is not the net this thing, EBITDA and this thing. The EBITDA has fallen, the top line has fallen. It is a matter of concern, sir. Sir, we are happy that the company is still debt free and we have got 9 plants. I would like to know which of our plants is working to the most capacity. Which of our 9 plants, which of them are working to the most capacity, which is on the least amount of capacity. Thank you, sir. My name is Vinod Agarwal.
Okay, Vinod.
Thank you. Now we request Mr. Surendranath Kapoor.
Namaskar. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Namaskar.
Yes, sir. Sir, में हमारे
Sir, your voice is not audible at all.
एक मिनट साहब मैं फिर से ट्राई करता हूँ.
But you will have to check if you are connected by mobile. Just check your.
अभी आवाज मिल रही है सर?
Yes, now it is perfect.
हाँ सर, तो मैं बोल रहा था सर, जो अभी ओपनिंग जब हमारी मीटिंग शुरू हुई है तो हमारे चेयरमैन साहब ने कोई इनॉग्रेशन स्पीच दी थी क्या? वो मैंने मिस की है. कुछ था?
No. It was taken as read.
अच्छा सर, ठीक है सर. तो मैं सर फर्स्टली सर what my questions were sent to the secretarial department and I won't be repeating them as earlier speaker has mentioned, but the most important one are the reasons for our declining trend in our sales and profit over a period of last 5 years. Where are the course corrections? Hello?
Yeah.
Where are the course corrections needed, sir, for these to get reversed? And we would also like to know, sir, what is the current business environment and the steps which the management is taking on cost controls, if any, and how can we be back on the trajectory of growth? Sir, on the raw material, hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. On the raw material part also, sir, I would like to know what constitute our raw material basket and how do the volatility in crude prices affect the raw material pricing? What is the time lag between the same? And wanted to understand what happens if there is a sudden rise or fall in crude prices. How is the raw material basket affected? Sir, we have spoken about value-added products contributing to the top line. What has been the contribution for FY20 and how do the margins, sir, shape up for these value-added products? Sir, in the capital work in progress, we have shown as rupees 94 lakhs, sir. What is this contributing to? What is the capex we are doing, sir? And we have earlier spoken of capex of around 15 crore, if I'm not wrong. What have been our capex over the period of last 3 बरस के लिए अगर आप बताएं, sir? सर, कूलर एंड मोल्ड सेगमेंट के बारे में भी बताइए कि इसमें यूटिलाइजेशन लेवल्स क्या है हमारे और हमारा क्या रीजन है कूलर सेगमेंट में रहने का और इसमें मार्जिन्स हमारी एबिट मार्जिन्स क्या है. Also we would like to enlighten us on the cash conversion cycle or the operating cycle, sir. What is our debtor cycle and the total working capital cycle? The last year we have received an insurance claim also of rupees 61 lakh. Would like to know the details. How much have we asked for? What has been the insurance claim settled? And even, sir, we have booked a profit on sale of property and equipment to the tune of rupees 78 lakhs. So what was the total amount received and what have been done with the funds? Sir, royalty also हम लोग देते हैं 3 करोड़ के आसपास की. सर, ये इसका बेनिफिशियरी कौन है और क्या टर्म्स कंडीशन हमारे हैं सर इनके संग में? सर, जैसे अभी सर वेस्ट टू वेल्थ की बात और मोर ग्रीनर प्रोडक्ट की बातें को काफी तवज्जो दी जा रही है. तो हमारी कंपनी कैसे एक ग्रीन लेस CO2 एमिशन कंपनी बन सकती है, इसके बारे में आपका कोई रोड मैप हो, क्योंकि सर प्लास्टिक एज अ सेगमेंट इज ऑलवेज कार्बन पॉजिटिव. तो जस्ट वांटेड द थॉट प्रोसेस बिहाइंड इट. सर चलो पेन का हमारे कंपनी में क्या इंटरेस्ट है, मैंने ये ब्रांड कैसे इफेक्ट करता है पेन सेगमेंट का. अच्छा, हमारे सबसे प्रमोटर कैटेगरी में तो डेफिनेटली ये किया हुआ है. एंड so we don't get any rating agency coverage on that. So have we appointed any rating agency to give a yearly update on how the performance have been? And sir, although our size of the company, if we take a capitalization of 400 crore and a capital of around 12 crore, it is not listed on the National Stock Exchange, if I am not mistaken. So just wanted to know the reason, sir, why we are not opting for on a National Stock Exchange, so that a larger participation from the investing community can be achieved. And sir, secondly, our Q1 numbers also, what is the timeline by which we will be coming up with our Q1 results? And the reasons, sir, why our company is not looking for value creation ideas for shareholders in the form of conference calls on a regular basis, so that the investors can be updated about the development in the company. So I think so, sir. These things should be looked into, so that greater participation from the investing community can be achieved, and also the shareholders could also be rewarded. I would also endorse the buyback option being spoken earlier by one of the speaker. So the company should contemplate a buyback, as we have parked our money in mutual funds and is a debt-free concern. So we must contemplate to look into the merits of rewarding shareholders in the form of buyback. But conference call should be one of the criteria in which the management should regularly speak to the investor community at large, so that there could be a greater participation. And sir, what is the criteria also to get an agency for cello in the eastern region, whom to contact? And that is all from my side. Namaskar, sir. Dhanyawad.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we request Hardik Indramal Jain.
Mr. Hardik is not available, so we can move to the next speaker now.
Yes. Miss Vasudha Vikas Dauke.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
For sending. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to congrats company secretary and his team for sending a soft copy of the report detailing advice, which includes clear and transparent picture of the company. I want to ask, what is your next 2-3 years capex plan? Secondly, nowadays most of the employees work from home, but what is your views or your policy on the employee, those who are not working from the home? Please throw some light. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. That's all from the speaker side. We can move on now.
Mr. Hardik Indramal Jain, not available, sir.
Ma'am, Mr. Hardik is not available.
Okay, sir. Then we'll move on to answers. We will now begin the answers to the question. mic to Chairman sir to respond to the questions.
Good afternoon. There was a certain question from the gentleman regarding the introduction of Gaurav Rathod as the director. So, as our chairman expired, so he was from the family member. He joined the group business 8 years back. And as the new skills and new youngsters would like to join this business, and I think so they look from a different perspective. So he's been looking into the glass business of the group for past 6 years, and it started 4 years back, doing well. So though he has a good knowledge of systems and finance, so as a director, non-executive director, I think so the board preferred to have him and would help on the new systems to the company. Our past chairman and my father, when he expired, he always had a vision, and he always throughout his life has worked on plastic and plastic related businesses. He was a visionary on this, and though he was a non-executive chairman for a long period of the company, so we are committed and will follow the way and path what has been shown by him. So growth would be the factor. There are many questions on so which I'll commonly address. Is that why the growth has tapered in the 5 years? The growth has tapered definitely because of some raw material differences also over the year, and there are some comparisons from other two competitors. But because we are not in the same line of all product line what the other companies are. Furniture per se, after the demonetization and GST introduction, has definitely been a better ground for unorganized sector because of the tax issues and other related things. Though we are coping up, I think the furniture we will definitely over the next 1.5 years, like earlier when we took it from 2008, we scaled it up with new products, with value-added products, which are not very easy to be manufactured by a small scale player because of various technologies what we introduced. So furniture definitely is the company's major segment where we want the growth to come from. The second segment is cooler. We introduced cooler. We had some bad times. This time the cooler was picking up, but we lost the whole season. So because of the pandemic and the lockdown, the cooler season was totally, we could not scale up the sales. Cooler would be the other focus area of our company. And with whatever sales we have done, we are very, very positive on this segment over the next 2 to 5 years. Even in furniture, Bubble Guard is a product which the company is doing and is doing well. Though we do not intend to grow too much in this segment, but whatever capacities we have, I think so if we fulfill this, we would be working at around 50-60% on Bubble Guard. The second machine which was introduced 4 years back. And though it's giving a good EBITDA margin on this product, so we would like to retain and grow to our entire capacity, which would definitely increase the EBITDA because of the depreciation which is very high in the Bubble Garden segment. And there was one question which was in the speech I've said we have grown on revenues and all. I think so. There was a little whoever has raised this question was not in line with what the chairman's report says. We said we have consolidated and we are over the years we have grown to a very strengthful company. So today you see we have almost 100 crore rupees, which is lying, though buyback is an option, all other options till last year we have given dividend. So that segment we will think over how to reward the shareholders, definitely. But at present and with the situations going around in the country now and the world because of the pandemic, I think so a little bit of reserves and cash at the hand of the company would definitely be more easier for us to take hard decisions for a short while, which will definitely be more fruitful over the years. There are some, one question, till 2016 RM cost, I really do not have that figures now. Till 2016, what was my raw material cost and what is it today? So, but if it would be, I think so what I can assume from my knowledge is that we started too many value-added products. So that's why the raw material consumption ratio has gone down. So, and we are concentrating and we will over the years in furniture also bring unique and value-added products, which we have done from 2012-13. And the total sales ratio of furniture to our value-added products, what we introduced, the series, is around 22 to 24%, which we aim at taking to 40%. We are not into material handling business. In any case, there is one question, what is the proportion of material handling business in our revenue? So we are not in material handling at all. Dustbins, which are for the year, that definitely is growing segment. But though it is, that all the municipal corporations, state governments, the major business comes from there. We have now logged in at 3-4 major orders, and beyond this year, because of this pandemic, again we got a break, but we were really growing very well on this. And I believe that this segment will be very good for Indian market over the next longer period, 5 to 10 years also. So this segment will definitely grow again for the company. The profit margin being flawed, the profit margin of the company last year also has grown up than the previous year. The numbers are flat, definitely, or a little minus before tax. Because if you see the depreciation of the company in percentage to the ratio of sales have also gone up. So our assets, 5 years back, we were sweating our asset to the fullest. Now we have the asset to produce. So the moment we scale up all our 3 businesses like furniture, coolers, and that means definitely the margin, EBITDA will also go up, and the figure also of the earnings will go up.
Margins was also affected.
Yeah. And last year, because the last 15 days of March sales also got affected, otherwise it would have been a little better. We would have lost around 15 to 20 crores of sales because there are some schemes and all which are there. So March 15 days are definitely much higher sales than an average month of half the month of any other month, maybe January, February or any other month, because March there are schemes, there are targets what the distributor achieve. So we lost around 20 crores of sales that time. going forward, what is the outcome and how we have taken care of this situation of pandemic to control our cost? We have definitely taken a lot of measures. Advantage to this was the raw material was a little down. We did not reduce the raw material because the sales would not have come if we reduce the price also. So a little better margin, whatever we can sell today. Though in July, I think so, we came to a sales of 60% plus. Over next 2 months, August and September is really to look upon how the market goes and how the market flows because of the situations what we are facing. I think so. Nobody in this country knows what is the next 3 to 6 months, how the performance of sales and this will come. But one thing is for sure, the company is at a very good state, and I think so the performance, and we will definitely try to grow these 3 segments. Maybe this year would be a little low. I cannot presume anything what will happen in this year. So I would not like to say okay, this is what we will try to achieve or something. We'll have to flow as the pandemic, how it gets tapered and all. We do not want to take unnecessary risk at present of just pushing the material and not selling it. So what percentage of furniture and other is imported? I think so we do not import any furniture. Everything is locally produced in India. And the stricter norms on imports from various countries will definitely be better for the segment. But there is not a large quantity of import in furniture. Nor it is in dustbins, nor it is in coolers or even for bubble guards. So the companies, any segment, neither we will be affected too much or will be going down towards it, or will get an advantage. Will not get an advantage, but will not even get. It could be dumped from China or somewhere. So I don't think so. All our segments are good enough and all manufactured in India. Organized and unorganized market is a different story altogether. And that's why we are working, but the strategies have to be in a different way. An unorganized market is going to stay. We'll have to try and taper it down. And that's the way we are planning our sales strategy in a different way, our product development in a different way to counter this. Because with price, it is not possible to counter an unorganized sector. There are various issues, various checks, what they are not paying and which our company cannot. So we'll have to better our product, produce at a most competitive price. And in the last 3 months, in the 4 months, we were always working on how to reduce the cost, how we can be the lowest cost producer of furniture. And which I think so, over the next 6 to 8 months, we'd achieve. And that is a definite thing because we have learned and we have done a lot of study on this, and which is not very difficult. It will take definitely 6 to 9 months. There are some overcapacities, how we taper them, or we produce higher and sell higher. So whatever the strategy will be, it will be towards reducing the cost and becoming the lowest cost producer of furniture. That the management has already thought, and we are taking the corrective steps towards that, which in turn our EBITDA, our growth will all come from there only. Because furniture per se is not, the market is not shrunk, the market has expanded. But the share of the unorganized sector has increased much faster than the organized players. So we need to enter into their shoes again, and we are working towards that, and I think so we'll definitely achieve that. The mold segment is doing good, but again, this year, from last year, it has picked up very well. We did a turnover of around 20.
Last year, 14 crores, this year 9 crores.
So around 14 crores, and this year we had a lot of orders in hand, but due to all the automobile markets and all pressing, I do not know which way, because there are many molds which we have ready, has not been delivered, or the companies are still asking to wait. And we are a really good mold shop. We are catering to all the top automobile companies in India. So, though it's an engineering product, and we are a little dependent upon the automobile and other bigger mold buyers, more so automobile, because that's our biggest strength and segment what we are focused on. Cooler, I have already spoken. So one very interesting question, we have expanded into coolers, we have expanded into molds, we have expanded into dustbin. Dustbin per se is not a different product. It is like a injection molding only. But we expanded to generate more revenue, but all these segments are independent in nature. No, only mold is an independent nature. Bubble guard was from last 15 years, so we have not. Cooler again is a plastic mold, or is a value-added furniture or a value-added appliance. Okay, and our injection moldings are same. Only the assembly is a segment what we have added to, where in the furniture we have a very less assembly. Our revenues and our margins would definitely improve. As I told you, we are not sweating our asset at present, which we need to, and that's what we are focusing on. So over the coming years, we will definitely see a lot of results and very enthusiastic figures. Any other questions? The capex of 94 lakhs is an ongoing process, because we buy a lot of molds to everything. So there are some advances, there are some small machines or whatever are replaced. 61 lakh rupees what we got from the insurance claim. We still have a 1 crore 10 lakh dispute going on, and for which we have already filed a leave petition with the court. And I think so it is definitely to be coming in our favor. a small thing, 78 lakhs of profit has been booked by sale of machinery. The sale of machinery is an ongoing process. If after 10, 12 years, we do not want to keep old machines because the performance goes down. And because of the depreciation and the machine is being sold at a higher price, so this profit sometimes gets generated. Royalty payment is of 1% and there are two questions on it. We have already renewed the agreement for the current year, and the royalty payment again is at the same terms and condition and at 1% what has been over the years. Buyback of share, definitely we will explore in the very near future. That is up in the board also will take it up, and we will definitely look into this and try to come out with certain buyback. Yeah. So as I got some questions also on online now. So as I said, the main, again, what segments, I already answered this to an extent. The main segment of driver of the company would be furniture, cooler, and a dustbin segment, though we can say it is separate, but this would be the three segments the company will be focusing on fully. Mold, of course, is there, and it is dependent on how we get the orders and all. But it is fairly good, doing fairly good. The mold also is doing not very bad. Bubble guard, we would be there in this. We do not want to expand too much because we already have some capacities left by the time we complete this capacity in the next 2-3 years. So this would be the main driver, the furniture, cooler, and the dustbins will be the main driver of the revenue and the growth of the company. Not there, no? NSE listing, we had already started our process, but because of the pandemic, it got stuck. In the near future, definitely will be on NSE too. Sorry, I tried to answer. In case I might have left a few, we can definitely send you in writing the answers later on.
I think all the questions were answered by the chairman. Members may note that the voting on the linking time platform will continue to be available for the next 15 minutes. Therefore, members who have not cast their vote yet are requested to do so. The company has appointed Mr. Hemant Shetty, partner of HS Associates, practicing company secretary, as a scrutinizer to scrutinize the entire e-voting process in fair and transparent manner. The result of voting, along with a consolidated scrutinizer report, will be declared within 48 hours from the conclusion of this meeting, and the same shall be placed on the website of the company. Simultaneously, it will be also forwarded to the stock exchange, BSE Limited and Linking Time Private Limited. I thank all the shareholders, authorized representatives, board members and auditors for being present at the meeting and for their support, and also thank the scrutinizer. I now request Chairman Sir to propose a vote of thanks.
Thanks to all the board members and shareholders for participating intellectually and contributing for the growth of the company and all the well wishes also. I request all of you to take care of yourself and your family during this pandemic. I hope you stay safe. I now conclude this meeting.